Tales of the TMNT Season 5, Episode 7, Yojimbo. Now, I didn't realize that I was so far behind on the series. As always, it goes off for a super long time, and the only reason I ever even know that the series came back on, honestly, is because of Black Married on YouTube. Like, he always makes a comment, and I'm like, oh, time to watch Ninja Turtles. That's honestly the only reason I ever remember when the Turtles are coming back. So, saw this episode. It was super awesome. I was super excited for Yojimbo to come in, and I'm excited to get into the next episode for sure. I know this is, I believe, like 3 parts or something like that. I heard that we're supposed to be getting like technically the season finale coming up. So that should be pretty awesome. I'm sure it's going to be like, the last 3 seasons where it's like, technically it's the season finale, but then the next season starts up like, the week later. So it doesn't have as big of an impact. It's just a super epic episode because we already have like the giant breaks anyway. But this is an awesome episode coming off of the Worlds Collide event. This is super cool. It starts off, we don't even see New York, honestly. It just starts off with Yojimbo's story, and he's fighting against the wolf. And they have this crazy moment where the wolf gets struck by lightning. I assume we'll get some story elements to that because I thought for sure he was dead. And then he was alive, and he ends up summoning the turtles, and I was like, oh, maybe he was like whisked away, maybe he, there would be no reason he would choose to do that, but they didn't give any hints that there was someone controlling him or anything like that. It was just like his battle with Yojimbo. So I was like, all right, well, I feel like there's some essence to it. Like, the dude got struck by lightning and vanished, so I feel like there might be something to that, but ultimately he summons the turtles. Yojimbo is guarding the little, like, basically this chosen child. And so he's dealing with this bratty little kid. They come across the turtles, which is super awesome. Naturally, Yojimbo is Yojimbo, so he like beats all the turtles, and then he hits them so hard that it knocks him out of being cast under a spell. Fortunately, this is like the one cool thing that the kid did the whole episode. But he was like, he stopped Yojimbo from like killing Leo, and he's like, wait, I think they might actually be under a spell. And then when they all start to get up and they say the random things like that wolf was talking to us and stuff, it's like, oh, you guys were under a spell. And I was like, that's cool. That's like the one cool thing that dog did the whole episode. Otherwise, he was bratty. But it was kind of cool. I love the fact that as soon as they showed up and, of course, the turtles were under possession, so they were the enemies. I love the fact that the boy called them Kappa, because that's the actual thing in Japanese culture where Kappa are like, they're turtle-like creatures. They have like the little lily ponds on their head to kind of just blend in when they're in the water. But they take children. Like, that was the point. I was like, that's kind of cool that they actually, like that's an actual thing. So when he was calling them Kappa, that's what Kappa are. They're like mystical creatures that actually take children. They're like, turtle/toad-like looking creatures. So I was like, that was pretty cool. I liked it. It was simple, and it just, like, it makes so much sense to have it in there, but I was like, I just think that's cool. Like, they call him Kappa the whole way through. So that I thought was pretty awesome. And then, of course, they all go on this journey. It's like, all right, well, we need to get this boy to the palace. His people can probably get you guys home. Somewhere along the line, of course, they're going to end up fighting the wolf. That just makes sense. And so they have to get past, basically, this convoy where there's a bear who's named Sumo Kuma. Kuma means bear, Japanese for anyone who didn't know that, so I thought that was awesome as well. Kuma from Tekken, that's why his name is Kuma. Kuma just means bear. But Sumo Kuma, and then he had a bunch of dogs, or I think they were just dogs, like dogs/wolves, as like his guards and everything, like his small little army. So I love that sequence. They take them out little by little, and then they try to blend in, but the bear can smell them. It's like, we have invaders, and then they have like just an awesome fight sequence on horses and stuff, and they almost lose the kid, and then Yojimbo has like this super epic move where he shoots 2 arrows at once, and he reflects 1 arrow off the second arrow, so that the like the boy inside the thing, I can't even think of what to actually call it, but the bat inside the basket, he doesn't hit the tree and get hurt, and he flies right off the arrow. And I was like, that was just a cool moment. Like, I just thought it looked really cool. Like, he just shot 2 at a time and reflected 1, so they would kind of send the basket, and he caught it too. Like, it flew off. I was like, okay, it flew off so it wouldn't hit the tree and like kill the kid. But then he catches it like mid-air because there was a little rope around it. It was just like, boom, got it. And then they just leave, and I was like, that was super cool. Like, I didn't think it was gonna look that cool, but I love that whole sequence. I thought it was a pretty unique fight scene because we don't see, the turtles don't fight on horses. It's, they're in New York City. There aren't horses that often. So I just thought that was a great sequence. It was something that I can't recall if we've ever really seen them like truly fight on horses before. Like they've been in so many different places, you know, jumping through dimensions. It's hard to remember if they've had a sequence like this. Like I'm sure we've seen them on horses, but I don't think it was really to this extent where it's like, you know, they're having a full-on ninja versus samurai battle, that sort of thing. So I thought it was actually really, really cool, and I love the way it all played out. And then, of course, that was the end of the episode. It flew by as an episode. I was just like, this is super awesome. Yojimbo is here. You know, they're in this alternate dimension, and they're fighting him, and then they team up with him, and then they're fighting against these samurai dogs and this bear. And it was just cool. Like, the whole way through, I was like, this is just awesome. And it was such a simple episode. Yojimbo's fighting the bad guy, you know, struck by lightning, zapped away. Yojimbo takes the kid. The turtles get called in to take the kid. They fight. Then it's revealed that they're, you know, obviously we knew that, but Yojimbo and the kid find out they're under a spell. And it's like, all right, cool, let's team up and beat the bad guys. And that's what they do the rest of the episode. And, you know, they just go into the next step. So I'm looking forward to seeing, I know the most recent episode that already came out, we got one coming up this weekend, which I'm excited for. I just have to find it online. That made sense because I thought the Yojimbo episode was the most recent one. But that explained, because I went on Nickelodeon's website to watch it, and I was like, oh, that explains why it was free, because they never put the most recent episodes up for free, which I always find super annoying. I don't think they even have the most recent episode up at all, honestly. They're really weird about that stuff. Like, they don't just put the episodes out for Ninja Turtles, and I always find that annoying. If I miss it, it's like I have to hope that it comes on, you know, on demand, and right now, the stupid cable box is messed up, so I can't even go on demand to look at recordings or anything like that because the hard drive on the cable box is screwed. So I can't watch the most recent episode until either that gets fixed or the most recent episode is put online. So kind of screwed for now. I have to wait and see until this weekend what they decide to do with the most recent episode. But certainly looking forward to it. I really love this first part, and like I said, I believe it's like either 2 or, you know, or not 2, but it's either like 3 or 4 parts leading into the finale. But I'm looking forward to it. I thought this was a really great start to them, you know, being back in time. I was really happy to see that it wasn't just a 1 episode thing, because I always assumed it was just going to be they get sent back in time, they do this whole thing, and then poof, they're back in New York. I really thought it was just going to be 1 special episode, but they made it, you know, kind of an event, and I'm very happy that they did that. I thought that was just way cooler than it just being 1 episode, so I was like, sweet. And also, I was always kind of curious, because I'm not really familiar with Yojimbo or anything like that, but this episode made me more interested. I was like, alright, you know, I wonder, like, if this wolf is a part of his actual story, and is that the story of Yojimbo? Because I know he's a Ronin, so he could literally have, like, almost any story. But I was like, is this a part of his normal story? And they just threw the turtles in, you know, it just made me very curious how, you know, what the actual story is from that series of manga. So it's like, it kind of makes me want to pick it up now just to check it out, because I've always appreciated the character, but I don't really know anything about it. I know, like, I remember I recently saw the series at a comic book store. I think it's like 6 or 7 manga. They're huge too. I never realized the series was like that. I didn't know it was like giant manga. It's like crazy. I was like, wow, that's a lot to read just for 1 volume, so that's kind of cool. But it made me interested. I was like, it makes me want to learn a lot more about this character and actually go through and, you know, check out this classic story of, like, you know, this samurai rabbit. But really awesome episode. Looking forward to the next one, of course. Would love to know what you guys thought about this one, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts about it. And of course, Yojimbo is probably one of the biggest crossover events that they do, at least for, you know, the animated version of the Turtles. But there have been a ton of crossovers in terms of Ninja Turtles in the comic book. So I would love to know what crossovers. We probably, unfortunately, would have to wait, because I know this is technically like the last season, or however they're going to do it with these next couple episodes. But this is supposed to be like the last time we see this version of the Turtles, and then we have the new 2D version coming out, unfortunately. But I would love to know what crossover characters you guys would like to see, because they probably won't do it, because the rights they'll just be crazy and all over the place. But there are like 2 epic crossovers that I think of, and that's Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles, and there was the Batman Ninja Turtles crossover. Of course, I think everyone would, as famous as Ghostbusters is, I think people might steer towards Batman more than anything else. But there have been a million other crossovers. There were like, I was about to say Street Sharks, but there was like a shark character, or like somebody, I can't remember. This is like one of the crazy turtle comics where like bit Leo's armor. It was insane. But there have been a bunch of crossovers, so I would love to know what crossover characters you guys would like to see come into the Ninja Turtle series. And you know, how you guys think that might play out as well? Like, what would you like to see them do as well, if you have any ideas of what you've always wanted to see? Even if it's just crazy and out there. I mean, we had Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles like years ago, and I can't even remember what version of Power Rangers that was, but when, you know, the next mutation was out and they had live action Turtles, we did get a Power Rangers Turtles crossover. So if they wanted to, I guess they could do that again. Nickelodeon does have the rights to both of those now. If they wanted to animate the Power Rangers characters and bring them in, they could actually do that. I never considered that before, but I'm like, crap, Nickelodeon does have Power Rangers again, so I guess if they wanted to, they could actually make that happen. That would be really weird to see now. But we'd love to know what crossover characters you guys would like to see in the Turtles. And of course, like I said, I want to know what you guys thought about this episode in general. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.